Hi Leo, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of May, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month it's inspired in the abundant Taurus season we are on, and it's called Building Blocks. So it's a reading that looks upon what kind of growth is being built into your life, what kind of energies are presented to support it and fortify it, and what kind of energies might be threatening that same building process. So if you'd like to know more details about that special offer or any other of my services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So, Leos, I feel like this is an actually emotionally tender, positive moment. It feels like throughout May there might be this receptiveness to the world that really puts your empathy levels on the line, and perhaps sometimes to a fault where you feel very affected by things that might not be going on so well. So basically, it feels like there's a very strong, open heart force here that allows you to take in the best but also the worst. And this is where there might be some conflict happening for some of you Leos, is how you successfully keep that wild big heart open without not being harmed by it. For some of you, there's this thing about your wild heart. So again, it's like there's something really generating a lot of strong feelings in you. For some of you, it's because you're dedicated to a very beautiful relationship that moves you. For some of you, it's you're dedicated to a beautiful cause, to a project, to something that you see this huge opportunity, and you see it's like a dream that moves you. And some of you have really that feeling of dreams moving you, ideas, ideals, beliefs being a constant guiding force throughout May. So in moments where you might feel down, which I don't feel like May is a really a month that puts you down that much, and when there might be this threat or this shadow, it's like you're bouncing back. You're really bouncing back strongly. The Six of Pentacles indicates this ability in your unconscious energies to really be as balanced as you can be, and learning how to improve this, so as I said, you're not as affected by unfortunate situations that you're observing or that occur around you. And it's just like love will be the most important thing for you during May. And maybe it's not a new thing, but the way it's generated, the way it's embodied, the way it's felt, the way you're relating with it, it feels different. It feels like there's this new, fresh, renewed heart at your disposal and at the disposal of the world. So it's like you're putting out your best self. You're putting out your best self. And it's almost like a very emotional thing here. It's like for some of you, Leos particularly that have Pisces placements, or Leos that are dealing with Pisces, or Leos that are having here a strong Neptune transits. And I'm saying this because I feel this very huge emotion, sensitivity, connecting you with the collective, connecting you with human, suffering, connecting you with divine energy, that it's outstanding. And again, everything about the month is about how much you feel, how much you give permission for. It's almost like for you to be this vessel of love, perhaps this messenger as well of love. Perhaps some of you, the mission of May is really to spread love whenever you go, or whenever you see that there's an absence of it or a need of it. Love is really here the only medicine that will cure any disease you're confronted with during May. It feels like a very dreamy time. It feels like a very surreal, perhaps, time where you yourself might feel like your ground are not in defeat. Some of you are swept by this charming, you know, it's like a love wind that is taking you and you're really enjoying the ride. So for some of you, really could be in love. Maybe you already are and things are just moving in a very good direction. For some of you, it could be that you're falling in love. And again, for some, this will be about romantic love. For others, this will be falling in love with something that doesn't have to have that exclusive, again, romantic one-to-one kind of interaction. It's just falling in love with something. And fundamentally, this is a process of you coming out of a moment where you're so deeply in love with yourself. So your self-love, the energy of self-love is so high that when it's in that level, when it's in that height, it transpires into the outside. It transpires into what you're experiencing and what you're attracting as well. It's like people might be attracted to you, you know, as bees to honey. There's something here about sweetness and how you can attract so much. You need with just being good, just being a good person, just really putting your heart out there. Now, for others of you, there's a strong situation of conflict when it comes to choices that might also occur. For some of you, have this internalized kind of chronic doubt and fatigue associated with this, where you just don't know, how to look at certain things without being, very deeply affected by it, and then again, not being able to make choices. What I want to say about that is, for example, you're confronted with two scenarios, and both present something, and sacrificing one option in sake of the other can cost you a lot during this time. So the component of sacrifice seems to be really where some of you Leos might be aching the most, that energy of needing to give something up in order to receive something better. Even if it is the case presented of something better is this emotional attachment to something that you're asked to leave behind in order to promote more space or availability to this other experience that hopefully will take you where you really want to be in terms of emotional deep fulfillment. There's for some of you, there's a division presented in a situation in your life where you're able to really gain deep, soul satisfying contentment, versus another where there's this limit layer that you can reach that it's not as satisfying, at least at a soul level. So there's a conflict between choices here, soul and ego, for some of you that might be presented themselves in terms of your love life or spiritual path, choices that ask you to put more of your spirit, more of your trust, more of your soul, and others that ask you to put more of your ego in them. This could also be presented as a conflict in terms of love, where you're shown two possibilities, two vias, two love offers, one that is more suiting to your ego, another that is more suiting to your soul. So there's a call of attention for some of you Leos, that while under this very mystical influence, that you do not lose sight of your mission, of what you truly intend to do ahead, being in terms of your professional career aspirations, being in terms of your personal development. You shouldn't be sabotaging as well those needs that are more individualistic in order to fit associations, connections, and bonds. The bonds that truly matter will support you, will be inclusive. You will be able to include them in your path. You will be able to take them, in this path of individual choice and free will. Those that are against your free will, there's something there that needs to be addressed when it comes to that type of dynamic where you're not being respected or you're not respecting as well each other's individuality. I feel like for some of you have come from a long journey to really discover this type of opportunity that can be so fulfilling. So you don't want to lose sight of it. You don't want to miss your opportunity when it comes to it. For some of you that are wondering if you should make some sort of move, when it comes to your love life, like if you should open up about your feelings, if you should confess your feelings, if you should make any type of proposal or, emotional gesture offer, it's a yes. If you're wondering if your person of interest is interested and considering making here some sort of move to even increase more this type of union, yes, I feel like throughout May you will be given a lot of proofs and signs that, emotionally speaking, things are moving into a good direction. I feel like for some of you there's just this abundance of being seated in a comfortable position. For some of you this is about finding home in a person, finding purpose in a job, finding a sense of belonging in this type of space or opportunity again, that you are in. Something feels right. And when you're feeling that throughout May in particular, when you're just having that feeling of being in the right place or with the right person, nothing will compare to that feeling. And again, the temptation to deviate from the right course into another can sporadically appear through some emotional manipulation. It could be self-manipulation, where you're like manipulating or sabotaging this amazing jewel that the universe is bringing into your life. It could be that you at times could be neglecting something very important, or it could be that you allow here again the energy of manipulation from an outside energy that does not want you to have this in your life, that does not want you to again move into a path that it's more about your real purpose in life versus the one that perhaps you have been accustomed to. So there's this division that is indicated with the Two of Swords that at times can be, again, as I said, putting heartache, because for some of you Leos, I'm picking that you would have ideally not need to choose, not need to sacrifice anything, not need to hurt anyone, not need to, again, confront anything that will cause you and others any type of affliction or disappointment. There's something here about universal love, and there's something here as well about the rules of love, of pure love, of good love. So for some of you, there needs to be perhaps a higher understanding of what this means for you and how is that being manifested into your life. Because for some Leos, you might think that love is where it isn't, and you might think that love is not present where it is. There might be this confusion, this tainted perception because of this Two of Swords effect, where you're just so afraid to confront something or to see something or to open up about something that will cause any type of difficulty that you start wearing this blindfold. And so misunderstandings and misinterpretations can occur if you're not careful. Being in love and being in any other thing, you want to get it right. You want to have that special, comfortable, soft space to be in. And I feel like there's a real beautiful, like, soft, again, tender love, experience, energy, opportunity, idea that is the highest of the points that May has when it comes to offer you, is that vibe of you just accessing, a very high frequency that allows you then to look down to the lower and see where your energy doesn't belong anymore, and so retreat it. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see each other soon.